And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Before the Earth Explodes. Well, that's kind of a ominous title, right? You are a faction exploring the cosmos for a new home, so we are basically doing whatever it takes to before the Earth explodes. The Earth's going to explode at the end of the game, I guess, and you just want to be the best faction. This theme, just to clarify, has pretty much nothing to do with this game at all. This game is a two-player try to outthink the other player in a sort of rock, paper, scissors style game. Here's how it plays. Alright, there are 4 different ways to win this game. If you colonize 7 planets, these are planet cards, and have them in front of you, you win. If you get to level 7 on your own technology track, then you win the game. If your opponent gets up to 7 on the damage track, then you win the game. Or if there's an alternative victory condition and you get that, you win. Now each player is going to start with some resources, 2 random resources, and you have they're clear, white, and black. And you're also going to start with cards A, B, C, and D. Each round of the game, you're going to be playing one of these cards. You're going to choose to scout, invade, occupy, or mine. So in each round of the game, players are going to each pick one of these cards and play it. Then you'll compare the 2 cards and you'll look for reactions. Reactions are printed at the bottom of the card. A reaction, there's none on C, but there is on A, B, and D, can cancel your opponent's card. So A cancels B, B cancels C and D cancels A. And then usually they will also cause a damage to the other player. Remembering, filling the other person up with 7 damage is one of the ways to play. So that's the reaction. Then we do the action on each of them, and we do them in alphabetical order. So we start with A here, which is scouting. Scouting lets you take one of the spaceship cards that are face up here. Each spaceship card is going to do something very different, like this one here will move you up on your technology track and give you one of the dark resources. And so each of them gives you something that you can use immediately. So spaceships will have all sorts of different cards that are in here. Some of them will change your victory conditions, and there's a lot of symbology here, but they're really not that difficult. Take 2 resources of your choice. Here you win if you have 10 resources, things like that, or get one of 3 different resources. So spaceships are going to give you immediate benefits. There are 16 different spaceships, and there are 3 available, and that's if you play an A and you aren't canceled by your opponent. Also, you get to you do that as your reaction for A. The action itself is just put your technology up by 1. For B, you're going to cancel C and D and do a damage to each of them, and then you can take action C or D if it was the one that you were canceled. C lets you colonize for 2 less, and D lets you mine. So colonizing, you're going to be taking these planets as one of the victory conditions. Each planet has a cost. So this planet here, for example, needs 3 white to take this. And then when you have it, you'll do 2 damage to your opponent. This one here costs 2 black, and then when you take this one, you're going to go up in technology. And there are various planets that will, again, give different benefits at the game, but they each have a cost that you're going to have to pay. When you mine, you're going to go to one of the 3 mines here at the top and take all the resources from one of the quarries. Now at the end of each round, you're going to be adding 1 to each quarry. So the quarries are going to get more delicious as time goes by. But that's pretty much the game. So you are going to add a resource to each one. Then you'll play your cards again, A, B, C, or D. You'll resolve them. Someone, at least one of the 2 players, is going to get some actions. You might get spaceships, you might get planets, you might get tech, you might mine from the things. You put another one on each one, and you, by the way, they have a limit of 3, and then you go on. When someone reaches one of the 4 victory conditions, the game is over. Now I appreciate that Green Couch Games is trying to keep all their games to be the same size. But honestly, this box is too small. Yes, everything fits in, but it's hard, it's a pain, and you have to squish it in, especially with the bags here and the cards. The little ship here for first player, and this helps if there's ever a tie. You have this token and it breaks ties. Although from the rules it's not clear that it passes when you break a tie. I'm assuming it does. The only component I actively dislike is I don't like these clips. They seem good, but they just feel a little cheap on the cards. I'm not as fond of these as I would have liked to have been. I can't think of a better way to do it, and they're not awful. The A, B, C, and D cards and the artwork itself in the cards is nice. It's a little muted by, the framing, but it's some pretty good artwork. The symbology, I don't know, that maybe I wouldn't have minded. Maybe some more written stuff, because some of it you have to look up. I mean, and they do in the rule book. It explains what every single card means. And because there's only 16 spaceships and 16 planets, you will learn what they all do quickly. I just think that maybe some words of text might have helped on some of these. Overall, though, good components. Oh, there you go. Before the Earth Explodes. It's a short little game that, again, like I said, takes place basically riffing off this whole rock, paper, scissors style thing. And that is, if you like the rock, paper, scissors mechanism, you'll like this game. There's going to be times when you play this game, you'll be like, man, every single time you block my action, because there's nothing you can do that can't be stopped. Every card can be stopped by another card. So you can say, well, this seems like it's the worst action to take this round. The mines are full. I won't take a mine. The planets are amazing. I won't colonize. I'll take a spaceship. And your opponent might be like, yep, gotcha again. I don't know. You're not going to be canceled every turn. Many times you'll tie because you're both picking the same action, and then you both get to do an action. But you get canceled enough in this game. But the game is short enough, I don't think that's a problem. This is a fun two-player game. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't look like much on the table. Like I said, it has great artwork, but it's kind of muted by the text, and I wish that the text wasn't there. And it felt like the first game was a little slower than it should have been, just because you're constantly looking up what each thing does. But that whole idea of I'm going to pick this and outthink you is done really cleverly here. It's a very nice streamlined game. There are 4 different ways to win. The alternate victory conditions definitely can happen. The game shoots to an ending. We're talking like 20 minutes at the most. I think the game, what does it say in the box? It says 20 minutes. Well, there you go. I was right. It's not that long of a game, and it's a game that you can play and say, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So 2-player only. It's a theme that's cool, but not really used that much. But the back and forth, trying to outthink your opponent, trying to win one way. I'm like, I got 6 planets, and he knows I'm going to go for the 7th planet. But I know that he knows I'm going to go for 7th planet, if I'm going to go for something else. And he knows that I know that, so then, so on. And don't drink the wine in front of you. But before the Earth Explodes, a little small game, but a lot of fun. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!